CollectorCon Penrith, it's back May 2025. Let's check it out. So CollectorCon Penrith is back. 3 halls, 350 tables worth of toy goodness, but they also gave us an extra half an hour of early bird tickets, meaning we've got an hour and a half now to a little bit slower wander through the halls and just see if we can find some bargains to add to our collection before the general admission come through the door. And it didn't take me long to pick up some Star Wars items that are pretty rare to find these days, and I was super excited to find one of the figures that was in these packs. So one of the items that I first picked up as soon as I got there was this incredible Star Tours pack. Now this is one of the Disney limited editions, so there's only 15,000 of these packs ever made, and the main reason I wanted it is for this little fella in the middle, Teak. He is from the Battle of Endor movies, those sort of spin-off movies back in the 80s that they made for Star Wars. It's the only way you can get that figure that I believe. So beautiful Star Tours boarding party pack has been added into the collection. But along with that, and I asked the gentleman, I'm like, what are you asking for these? And then I saw there was another, and I said, all right, what will you do for both of them? I picked up the Jedi Training Academy pack. Again, another sweet Star Tours Disney pack that you just do not see around anywhere at the toy conventions that I've been to, especially here in Australia. But this is a good little pack that has 3 of the young Padawan learners, along with just a human Jedi, which is something you don't really get that much. You always get your Obi-Wans, your Anakins, but just getting a random human Jedi was really cool to have in the pack. I did think that they probably should have had Anakin here. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith Anakin instead of Darth Vader. That would have been really cool. But yeah, still a great pack, a great bundle deal. 2 items that I really wanted added into the collection. So guys, I'm just going to stay with Star Wars just at the start before I get into some really cool things that I found on the day. And one of the larger items that I picked up was this U-Wing from Rogue One. Now, we had just finished watching Andor Season 2, absolutely amazing second season of that. So I knew for the price of this, I just had to add this into the collection, into the new display. So I've just changed out these cupboards from brown cupboards into white cupboards to put a bit more of my Star Wars on display and just create those scenes. So the U-Wing itself gets to go on that shelf proudly. So there it is, guys, the U-Wing itself. It's quite large, so it only fits one pilot, but on the shelf itself, it's gonna look amazing with all the characters sort of standing around it. And it even does the giant wing expansion that you see in the TV show, in the movies now. But yeah, these ones came with like an old-fashioned Nerf gun projectile system. So it was something very unique to that sort of, I guess, decade where they started making these ships with Nerf bullets attached. Takes away from the continuity of the actual ship itself, but still, it's a cool function. On this one, you can hide it, so it doesn't wreck it too much. But yeah, the U-Wing, what a great ship. Beautiful skull. So guys, I just want to give a shout out to Toshi Station. They sell a whole bunch of really high quality vintage Kenner Star Wars figures, but they also sell the modern figures as well that I'm sort of looking for. So I always pick up one item from there. This time I picked up VC209, which is Clone Captain Grey, to add into my collection. An unpunched card as well. So I was really happy to do that. But the convention itself I found was very heavy Star Wars, and that's why I started with Star Wars in this video, because it felt like a time had come where there was just a lot of tables selling Star Wars. If it was vintage, if it was modern, if it was a mixture of both, there were many tables there. And I picked up a whole bunch. And as you can see in this overview, I just picked up a whole bunch of Lucy's and a whole bunch on card, and especially the Revenge of the Sith carded figures. There were so many there. So I know there was this table and it was just 50% off everything that was marked on each of the items. So I just went a little bit crazy and just picked up a whole bunch to add into the display behind me. So yeah, heavy Star Wars at CollectorCon in Penrith. New vendors coming to these shows is always exciting. I caught up with a vendor called Fast Noodle who had a whole bunch of stuff going on, but I looked down and I actually see something in the tub that fits perfectly in my collection, and it is vintage turtles. So it's a vintage turtle puzzle from 1990, and this thing is huge. So it's a 100-piece super puzzle. It's kind of like large puzzle pieces, but it's got the poster that always came with these in there. So you can see this is sort of like a turtle versus the Rat King, which is my favorite villain in the original Turtles. So yeah, I was pretty happy to pick that up and yeah, bring that one home. Turtles, guys, there was heaps of turtles, and you would have seen in the footage there was a whole bunch of vehicles boxed from the original Turtles 90s lines. So my mate Tony B was there, Uncle T's Toys, set up in all his glory as he had, and he had these cabinets full of all these turtle boxes, and I just sat there looking at him going, I need to have one of these, just a representation in the collection. And I decided to choose the Sewer Party 2, one of the OG vehicles in the line. Now this is a 1998 version, so it's a re-release of the 1988 version, but it's still sealed in box. Beautiful. One thing I wanted with this vehicle was I needed this detachable red plastic piece that holds the net in place. You find when you collect this vehicle that part is always broken. It just breaks over time with the bending and that. So I had my original party sewer tube, but that piece was broken. So I thought this is a nice way to say I have a complete party sewer tube, and I also have one vehicle sealed in box from the 90s from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So thank you to Tony B for getting this one for me. Appreciate it, mate. Guys, I'm going to stay with Uncle T. Uncle T knows that I love Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future, a TV show from 1988. And in my last toy hunt, there was a VHS tape, I think it was volume 3, which was a training tape to help you use one of the toys that my wife had purchased me. Go back and check that episode out, guys. But what Tony B had for me was the other 2 training videos on VHS. So you got the level 1 Future Force training skill level 1 VHS tape, but along with that you had the Bio Dredge strike mission. So there is 3 training VHS out there, and I now have them all. The artwork is just fantastic. As you can see, all of them next to each other. It's just beautiful to see them all. So massive shout out to Uncle T on this one. He saw these and he went, I know a guy who's gonna love these, so he grabbed them and he let me know. So really appreciate this, mate. So guys, it's time to talk about tub diving. I'm always on the hunt for those loose action figures to add into the collection. And this convention, while not finding a lot, I did find some pretty cool gems to add into collection. And I wanted to start with just a freebie that I was given, which is the 1984 Mantor figure from Sectars. A line that I've only just started I've only got one figure in the line. Mantor will be the second figure. He's missing his accessories, but he's a nice clean figure. You're always looking for these little antennas. They always seem to go missing on these figures. And he does have his belt and the holsters attached to it, so in real nice condition. So I now have 2 sectars in the collection, and yeah, this was just a freebie, so I was over the moon to get this one. So guys, I'm looking over these tubs and I see this figure sitting on top, and I'm going, okay, that's a Turtles figure. I don't remember seeing this one before, so I pick it up, and straight away I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a Next Mutation figure from 1998. I like this line, I collect this line, but I didn't know this one. And I'm looking at it more and I'm going, what's going on with this little headpiece here? And yeah, I didn't know what that was, but looking it up, it was actually the camo bandana Leo. And he has this really cool play feature where you wind his arm back and forth, and the bandana, this piece of cloth at the back, comes out and camouflages himself against the brick wall. See, you can hardly tell I'm holding anything now. How cool is that? I've never seen this play feature in any of the Playmates Turtles ever. So that was absolutely amazing, and I was gonna pass on it. Like, I was standing there hovering over this tub, and I was going, yeah, it's just another Next Mutation figure, I'll move on. But it wasn't. It was one that I didn't have with an amazing play feature, and I'm super pumped that I picked it up. So yeah, look at that. How cool is that? So guys, it's not always toys that I add into my collection. I do love my video games. I love my Nintendo. I love my Xbox OG. I love the Xbox 360, and I have heaps of those games. So it's not often I find a game to add into collection, but standing there going through this table of original Xbox games, I was actually lucky enough to pick one that I didn't have for my collection. It's Zapper, One Wicked Cricket. So yeah, just happy as days to find something, because I never find any of these Xbox games anymore, or at a reasonable price that it's worth picking them up. So yeah, still hunting a few more of these OG Xboxes, but yeah, one more to add to it, and a really cool looking one as it is. So guys, I love going to these conventions. You've got so much going on. You've got the Pokemon tables, the D&D tables, you've got wrestling exploding over there, you've got the food trucks and all the cosplays going on. But it's a great time just to walk around and talk to fellow collectors. So just people who are standing in line with, people who I'm just walking down the aisles with, just having a chat about the thing we love. There's also a whole bunch of vendors that I enjoy chatting to, new ones every time I go. But I want to go back to a vendor that I spoke about in my last episode, where she was my primary school teacher, my year 1 primary school teacher. And I talk to her every time I go to these conventions, and we just reminisce a little bit and talk about, well, the old days. But she brought something in to me which was the highlight of the whole convention, something that the collection and I'm going to treasure for quite a long time. And I just wanted to show you these pieces. She told me a little bit of history around these, that these were actually her brother's when he was 10 years old at his party. So let's just go through these awesome items that I was gifted. These are He-Man Masters of the Universe vintage items from 1984, absolutely pristine and kept in great condition. It's all about the party. This is a party invitation, nothing written on it at all. So you're invited to a special Masters of the Universe party for Dean to celebrate his 10th birthday. How cool is that? And then all the rest of the items here, and there's a stack of them, all relate to just this party that this 10-year-old had many years ago. So you've got the paper plates with the Masters of the Universe He-Man logo on there. Like, that is so cool. Can you imagine eating your Masters of the Universe chocolate cake on these plates? Then you get into some really cool stuff. So the Masters of the Universe, be it known to all that Dean is a warrior citizen in the service of Eternia. So you get this really wicked artwork. Like, I'm very impressed with the artwork of Masters of the Universe any day of the week. But look at that. And every kid would have got one back then with their name on it. Along with this, This is the Master of the Universe party person. My name is. That is incredible. Maybe you would have put like a photo of you at the party with your mates. Oh, it's so sick. Alright, best for last. These are He-Man and Skeletor. What do you call them? They're like the party hats. The cardboard party hats that you would wear. Like just the idea to keep these like for what 30 plus years just to in that great condition. It's amazing. So thank you. You know who you are. I really appreciate all this. I will take care of it just as you have. What an amazing gift. So thank you. So guys, another one of the giant vehicles that I add into my collection that I don't know if I have space for is the AT-AT, the all-terrain armored transport vehicle. This is the Endor version of the vehicle. It is missing its front canopy, so I will be on the hunt for that. But the battery compartment still works really well, and all the sounds are on there. This is a big piece for my Star Wars world building. Can't wait to pop it into the Endor section. So there it is, guys. CollectorCon Penrith is done. We picked up some absolute amazing items to add into our collection. Want to thank everyone that just had a chat on the day, walked around, just talked about our hobby together. Want to thank the organizers as well. And I can't wait for the next big one. But until then, guys, stay well and happy hunting, everyone.